offices, so we don't need
So,
that.
Shelley, excuse me, on those zoning that you've approved, there's a page in there for you to sign, and that's why you need to
Oh,
send it back.
I didn't, I'm sorry, I didn't even look at the, note.
So the same page he signed, there's a spot below that you need to sign.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. That's it. Right there. That's the one you're on right now.
For the MMIA,
Right.
interlocal authority employee benefits program. Oh, this is the one where we're gonna get a new review, huh? This is from MMIA, which is Montana Municipal Interlocal Authority Employment Benefits Program from Amanda Clark. And this is in reference to Employee Benefits Program for 218-219 renewal. And she is just sending us a baseline pricing with an adjustment, which our adjustment for 2018-19 will be 3.7, so we're not like 0.6% for our employee benefits. And I think it's
No change on vision and no change on dental.
yeah. Just the rate. And I have a notice from, to the town of Fromberg, from Mrs. Nottingham. Would like to do a Fromberg open market in the park this summer. And she is proposing holding several open market events. Sellers would rent spaces and sell their goods. They will have live music and food vendors, and she would limit that to a maximum of 50 booths. She'd like to have 2 events a month, June through August, for a total of 6 events. These events will be held on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they would be located down by the town's basketball court or baseball field. Fees and discounts in a park fund. Booths will be 10 by 10, cost $22 for the first one and $10 for each additional booth. Fromberg residents will get a 50% discount. $2 of the booth fee will be set aside for a special fund to improve the basketball court and the baseball field. Any food vendors will have to have all the proper licenses and certifications from the county and state. Any permits that may be required by city ordinances will be enforced. If there are not currently any ordinances requiring temporary business permits, the town council could create one that charges, for example, $10 for a 2-day business permit. Each person running a booth would pay for the permit, and the city could create some additional revenue. If these events work well, she would consider having them more often to attract more interest to our town. And she has other ideas that can also be included in these events, respectively, Dottie Nottingham. So do we have any discussion on that or any ideas on that?
No, I'm good with it. Well, let's try something new.
Okay,
I
so
think she would have to make restrooms movies.
outdoor restrooms, yeah.
Yeah, cause the baseball ones at the park, I'm guessing if they're in the shape they last were, they're pretty
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah.
And if she's having it on the basketball court, she could have over 10 of them anyway.
How bad a shape are the restrooms?
If you, I guarantee if you went to the Reese store and spend $100, you could make them operational, and it really wouldn't be that tough. And the toilet and some plumbing, you'd no board
There
anyway.
ain't nothing wrong with the bathrooms.
Oh,
They
they
were
do.
completely winterized.
So good to go.
All it is is a matter of turning the water back on, hooking them back up.
Okay. Let's work around the baseball field.
Yes, it might be smart to check on insurance for, anytime you invite the public in and dollars are being exchanged, there might be a liability attached to that without proper
I already
insurance.
have a call in for that with the,
Okay.
okay.
Appreciate it.
Basically, it's a flea market.
Mhm.
Sure. The reason I call it an open market is because we're looking to bring vendors in that make their own things, a flea market or a farmer's market. Instead of calling it one thing, I thought if we called it an open market, everybody was welcome. And any attraction we can get to come in, we just wanna make it so that people recognize Fromberg more, and maybe we'll start coming and doing more things here. I don't know when the Fromberg days would be, but I'd
So
make sure.
last weekend in August.
That's what I was thinking, so I was thinking,
Before Labor Day.
I was thinking the 1st and 3rd, cause that would leave the last weekend.
If you're having it down there, that won't affect anything. Ours is in the main park.
Okay, no problem, that might even be good. Get more people in.
So we will follow up on the liability issue with MMIA.
You might wanna check on police presence too. Make sure you got police. Cause it, if he only comes around on a Wednesday, can't really plan anything for the weekends unless you got police. You never know what might
Hardin
happen.
County Sheriff's Office has been here like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week.
Yes.
I've seen them, yes.
Oh.
And I've had
So you got any kind of radar on his rigs? People are driving by my house, the speed limit's
You
25.
live on East River?
Yeah,
Yeah. I got another person I talked to this afternoon about that. And I will get a hold of the sheriff's office. And
I
let
talked to
them know.
Gene and he said we should probably move it across the bridge and slow them down before they get to the bridge.
You mean like
Cause they're coming by my house about 70.
like a tire ripper?
No, but before one of your kids crawls up from underneath that bridge and gets whacked,
Yeah, well, there's.
you might wanna
also-
start,
Every once in a while you see a dog or an animal on that road too, so, yeah.
yeah, well, there's also kids that play underneath that bridge. And they come up and they don't look and someone's gonna get hit.
Okay. I'll mention that to Josh and Jeff both, so they can,
Well, I don't know, whose sign is it? The cities or the counties?
for a street sign, it's probably the city to the bridge.
To the
Which side
bridge.
of the bridge? I mean, if it's the city's this
Well, it
side,
doesn't slow down to 25 until probably about our driveway.
I drive that road every day,
Isn't that the
and I go past their house and across the bridge and everything. And I don't even speed up from 25 until I'm clear across the bridge. There's no reason you have to be going any faster than 25 crossing that bridge. And especially crossing that bridge, like you were saying about kids coming up from under the bridge, animals on the bridge. It's a time of year where people like to get out and walk in the mornings and stuff when other people are going to work. If there was any way that we could get the speed limit sign moved to the, even though it might be on the county side of the bridge, not the town side, I think it would be better for everyone.
We'd have to ask the
We'd have to
And being the one who
county
has to
that.
drive 25 across the bridge, I have no objection.
I very seldom go over 20 miles an hour as it is, even anywhere, except on the highway. But yeah, okay, so we can do that, we can get hold of the county and have them come down and put a sign there, before you get to the bridge for a speed limit. And I will also inform the Hardin County Sheriff's Office that they need to look at that more closely too.
Okay, I'm done bitching.
Okay, thank
Let's
you
go.
for coming and giving your opinion.
Well, I just don't wanna see anybody's kids get hit. That's all.
I can see where you're coming
Sorry.
from. Thank you.
And
for
I'll
coming
tell you
back.
what,
Stayed up for 7 hours.
they come screaming across that bridge like, they don't care.
You're not the first one I heard that from today.
Well, I'm just gonna laugh at them when they go into the river.
Lady.
Okay, so, let's get a motion on this open park venue thing.
Well, I gotta abstain from making any motions.
Yes, I know.
A motion to accept, Armored Park open market.
Okay, I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to, grant the, Frolic open market in the park for the next summer, and following all of their, regulations that they have on here, and I will check with the liability for, with NMIA.
Thank you.
I will tell you right now that you can get a bond, an insurance bond, for like $1 million for less than 500. Because my sister just did that a couple months ago, so. Okay.
You had a first and a second, it's approved unanimously.
Oh, sorry, I got carried away here. Have a first and a second, just a second.
Oh, just a thought, it doesn't cost too much more for 2 million.
That's right, you're right.
Yeah, once you get past the first million.
Thanks. Okay, so I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion has been made with second, and all in favor is aye, and any opposed?
I have to abstain.
Kim has to abstain, yes, I can see why. Okay, let's move on to employee reports. Brenda?
Brenda. I called her public services and I posted already in the post office about the Fromberg spring cleanup, excuse me, with the dumpsters being in the park. And there'll be, Friday, April 20th, Saturday, April 21st, and Sunday, April 22nd. So, but I'm sure everybody's seen the notices posted office, okay? And if you don't know about it and you wanna know more, go to the post office or on my desk. One of these, you're welcome to take it home.
Bob?
Just another thought. I remember now back on that second million, the insurance company that I had would give you that for, they call it a binder.
Mm-hmm.
And there'd be no charge for it for a short period of time.
Yeah, like 90 days or something.
Well, like what you're talking about here with the 2 or 3, is it, well, 2 or 3 day deal over the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might still be able to get a binder on that,
Right,
or one hell of a break anyway.
yeah. I don't know, I'll have to talk to her about that because I haven't gotten that much information, just that she had to get one. It cost her just a little over 500. And that was for us, an interim time. It wasn't for the, ever.
Yeah, just the right kind of conversation should make that happen, and
Yeah.
they know there's more business coming from where this came from, and, you
Right.
know.
Okay, Brenda, please continue.
Okay, also, you have in your folders, that you're receiving, excuse me, the usage billing summary, the billing journal summary, accounts receivable, collections history, excuse me, tax voucher detail, revenue voucher detail, combined check register, copy of the bank approved your bank statements, statement of expenditure budget versus actual, statement of revenue budget versus actual as reports. Dottie got to see these today. She was happy. That's in my report.
Any discussion on the reports? I've already looked at them at home, so. Any questions? Do we have a motion to approve Brenda's report as presented?
I'll make a motion that we accept Brenda's report as written.
No, second.
I have a motion and a second to accept Brenda's report as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is passed. Okay, so. So we have a request, a draw request from Great West Engineering for the wastewater system. And it's a letter of transmittal. Please find enclosed draw request number 12 for wastewater project. Please have BNRC vendor invoice and TSEP request for funds form, RD request for funds form letter, engineering invoice summary and outlay report signed. And this is for Great West Engineering for $25,578.15.
And, excuse me, sorry, I'm just, I have to read all these.
Missouri River Contractors.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's see then, Missouri okay, this is for, total, for RD, a total of $534,228.77. To Missouri River Contractors, $503,564.11. Montana Department of Revenue, $5,086.51. Great West Engineering, $25,578.15. For a total of $534,228.77.
That's just a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, thank goodness for grants.
Yes. Yeah,
And that's not the end of it, so.
I know. How's the project going? You know,
I was down there day before yesterday, and they're getting ready to get start on the lift station. And they are almost ready to pour and finish the house that has all the computer work and stuff in it, UV lights and all of that crap for the bacteria and aeration and everything. They are expecting to complete the project about the 2nd of June.
that's moving along pretty good.
There's still some sludge out there that is causing some aroma to float in the neighborhood. But that will be, as soon as that's dried out and they make sure that all the nitrates and things are gone out of that, then they will be moving that pile of sludge. And that's what you're smelling when the wind shifts.
We're also smelling the feedlots. You can't
Well,
differentiate
you-
hardly down there now.
Yeah, well, the feedlots always smell this time of year when it starts getting wet and dries and gets sunny.
So they call it fragrant farmers.
Yes, it's money in the bank.
Poop on the ground.
Well, to ranchers and farmers, it's money in the bank. Okay, so do I have a motion on this withdraw for Great West, Missouri River, and road development?
I move that we accept the withdrawal.
I have a motion and a second to grant the request for withdrawal. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
We have another letter of transmittal, and this is for request number 12 for the wastewater project. Total will, oh, this is the same one.
Yeah. 479.
Yeah, okay. We'll move on to some more resolutions. Which. Gotta get all my crap together here. This is resolution 479, resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of a bond. Do they want me to read this whole thing?
No, just that first
Just that
paragraph.
first paragraph,
They
thank
have
you.
it. so
Thank you,
no.
thank you. Resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of bond anticipation note to provide construction financing for the town's wastewater system improvement project in anticipation of issuing and selling of its wastewater system revenue bond. Whereas the town council of Fromberg, Carbon County, Montana, the town is authorized to sell its wastewater system revenue bond by the passage and adoption of this resolution, number 468 on July 27th, 2015, or 617, as amended by resolution 471 on October 2nd, 2017, and as further amended by resolution 475 on December 4th, 2017, to design, acquire, and construct wastewater system improvement, the project, pay for finance costs of project, and take all other steps to meet other conditions, enter into all other contracts necessary, customary for the completion of the wastewater project. We will have a copy of this in the office for anyone that wants to come and look at it, as with all the resolutions. Do we have any discussion on this?
I make a motion, we accept resolution 479 as written.
I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a motion and a second.
Who seconded?
Jim.
Pardon. Thank you.
Motion and a second to approve the, or pass resolution 479 for the wastewater improvement project. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion has been made and passed.
Thank you.
Okay, so this will be the, this is,
That's more of it.
yeah, I'm just looking at this one, so I've got 2 copies of it. There you go. So we're looking at resolution number 480. Resolution of the Fromberg Town Council to adopt Carbon County growth policy.
I would like to make a motion to table this until we can have a special meeting to look into it,
Okay.
to see what kind of hoops we have to jump through to get on to that.
I second that. I need more time to see it, cause I didn't see much on it either.
More research. Okay, I have a motion to.
There's a question in the back row.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, it's not a question, it's a discussion point. Is this the county plan that was done in 2009? Okay, just a little information for you. That actually is, it's in violation of a state statute, 76-1601. The growth plan is not in compliance with the state law, which requires that it's reviewed every 5 years. When it was adopted in 2015, it was not even in state compliance with the county commissioners that were there. Also, in case of Fromberg, the districts for the county commissioners were redrawn in 2013, so that directly affects it. The other thing is that if you look at that growth plan, it only goes out 4 years, so any of the implementation that the county's trying to do is not in accordance with state law. just something from my own personal side of it. In 2007, they said that had to be an inclusion for wild urban land interface.
Yes.
In 2015, the state of Montana legislature took that away from the U.S. Forest Service and it was given to the Department of Natural Resource Conservation and local fire departments. So the growth plan that you have before you isn't even in compliance with state law. So
That's what we were looking at, Audrey, and you're right. I researched this all the Easter Sunday, and it just didn't smell right to me.
So there's no
Thank
sense
you
of
for that.
tabling it.
Ollie,
Even prior, before this vote, weren't you guys, by my understanding, by state law, just even to go by it, you guys are supposed to post it in a newspaper 10 days before today.
yeah, there
and
there
that
has
was-
to be public
okay.
hearings 10 days prior and all that, yeah.
It wasn't done 10 days prior, and you guys have to ask the Carbon County Commissioners if you guys could even create a plan here in this town.
We can create a plan, a growth plan, but in the interim, I mean, before you even do anything else, it's gonna cost us about $10,000 to $12,000 just to write one.
And additionally, the current commissioner board can't speak on the plan that was written because none of the commissioners that are currently sitting were a part of that
They
plan.
weren't part of that, yes.
So honestly, you're not gonna see another growth plan done until at least November of this year when we have an actual sitting commissioner board.
Mm-hmm.
My question in general was, why is this being brought up? What the effect of you look at the statistics in the town from Montana, that Fromberg's only grown by like 10 people. 10 people. I don't, and a lot of people here are in Fromberg, and my understanding is, where's the money gonna come from? Where are you guys gonna get the money to even do all the stuff that you have to do this? Where's that, the water's, you guys are charging bills right now from the water, but where's this money gonna come from? I don't understand it's a small town, there's no money here, and now to implement this would cost a ton of money.
It would. It was brought up last year at a meeting, and they did actually form a growth policy committee so that they could look at, people could look at.
Where's the committee, whose name was on the committee? Who was on the committee?
I think Lisa was on that committee.
They never met, nobody ever did anything with it.
Nobody ever met.
So there wasn't a committee?
No.
Well, there was, but then they never met, so I'm not really sure.
There was
what
never an official committee, there were just people who put their name down as volunteers.
Okay,
That's all
okay,
it was.
so, anyway, yeah, and like I said, I've been looking through that, and I had looked at it last year, and the Montana state, their statutes, they have like 71 mandated regulations that you have to follow before you even think about writing a growth plan, because there are so many things that you have to look at, and so many agencies that you have to connect with, you have to get authorization from. There's planning boards, there's commissioners, there's natural
There are
resources.
employees that actually go with the commissioner board, to my
Well, you have
understanding.
to have a
There's
planning
actually-
board, and you have,
Like
there are a lot of things that
employees,
you have
yes.
to do, and I don't think that, without a lot of further research and talking to different agencies in the state, I'm just really, honestly not sure that right now would be the time for us to do anything like that. Plus the fact that in our limited budget, it's just not gonna happen. Because we don't anticipate rapid growth, and that when you have a growth policy, or getting ready to adopt a growth policy, rapid growth is what everybody's looking at, and that's exactly what Red Lodge did. They knew that they were going to have rapid growth, and that's why they planned, and that's why they wrote a growth policy
And
at the time that they did it.
And they're excluded from, it says right in there, they are excluded from the county policy.
Right.
In the city limits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that we have to look at, a lot of things that, we're gonna have to research before we even talk about doing something like that. It's a big project, it really is. But just to write a growth policy or hire someone to do a growth policy, it would cost us close to $12,000 or more.
Yeah, my understanding, the estimate is more towards
It
$100,000.
depends on what you're looking at, and what your policy's gonna contain, and what kind of hoops that you want everybody to jump through in that policy. I mean, there's a ton of research out there.
But why was it brought up now so quickly, is what I'm trying to understand.
It was brought up by the town attorney at the last meeting.
Why would she bring that up?
I have no idea. because she didn't say anything to us about it.
She has no, to my understanding, you have the right to
I
bring
think
things
it
up.
was, I think with the town attorney, it was a follow-up on a suggestion that happened 4 or 5, 6 months ago.
But how is she setting the agenda is what I'm trying to figure out. How is an attorney that goes by this town,
At the last meeting, I think it was brought up, and I think that we did discuss it and ask her to, put together a resolution to have us adopt the Red Lodge, or the Carbon County, growth policy.
but by you saying that, you were breaking the law. And that's what I'm trying to get the understanding is, by telling her to do that, before you even talk to the Carbon County Commissioners, if you're allowed to do that, that's what the law states. The law states you have to have Carbon County's commissioners'
Permission, yes.
permission before you're even allowed to
But
talk
see,
about
that's,
it.
that's where the loss of, because Carbon County right now is going to soon elect a new commissioner. They have just appointed a commissioner, and so that, it's just like with any city, town, county government. Things that the law states that if, say, our past council passed a resolution or an ordinance, or they did something that the present town council decides, no, we don't like that, we can go back and change that. We do not have to follow the previous council, or same with the commissioners, or any government entity. They don't have to follow through with what's already been done. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes, I
on that?
understand what you're coming from. It's just a
And
lot of money.
I'm not a
That's-
politician, so I don't make, flowery speeches and things like that. I'm just telling you what I've read and how I understand it.
My understanding was just the money. I was wondering, where's the money gonna come from to create the staff for that council? Because that group actually get their own staff that you guys appoint. So it's like, where's all that money coming from? It's like, the water, to my understanding, is your guys' only, that's your only revenue, right?
That's
Plus
it.
gas and.
Well, we have water and
Yeah,
sewer,
so,
but then
but-
we also have property taxes and things like that too.
I'm just
which
wondering,
works
that
into
was
it,
my
which is
biggest
very little,
concern,
but yeah,
was that,
exactly.
thank you.
We do have a motion and a second.
I don't think you need a motion on that.
No, we don't.
If
no.
you're not gonna do it,
We're just tabling it, and, so we don't need to have a motion on it.
Are you talking about 480?
Yes,
Motion was made by Perkins,
Yes,
and
we-
seconded by
yeah.
Nate to table.
to table, but if,
Right.
if what she's saying is it's illegal,
It's illegal, so
do
we
you
can't
wanna
do it.
even table it?
No,
I mean,
can't table something that's
I
illegal.
guess you vote and they vote no, or whatever.
yeah,
We don't even wanna
we wanna
consider
get
it.
some more information before you even look at it again, so that's why we're gonna table it. Spencer, did you have a question? Okay,
Do you want a motion on that or no?
yes,
Or just table it?
motion,
Sure.
second, go ahead,
Okay.
all in favor to table it,
Aye.
okay.
Honestly, in a town the size of Fromberg, through zoning and ordinances, you could set the policies you want for the growth of the
Yes.
town. There's not enough building that's taking place, there's not enough subdivisions going in, that you have to worry about right